What up, y'all? So let me tell y'all something that I absolutely despise and hate. It's funny when you bring up the word hate. I think people could connect to negativity more than positive stuff all day. So I can imagine people seeing the title of this video. I don't know what I'm gonna title yet, but people are addicted to negativity. So I'll say let me say something negative. Well, no, I'm not doing it to get views. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. All my shit is controlled anyway. That's why I get on here and say what I need to say, knowing that all this shit is scripted anyway. Uh, that's why I just speak my mind. Let me tell y'all something that I absolutely hate is when you start listening to a lot of different people on YouTube, not just me, but you could be anybody. You could be a celebrity. You could be somebody who's already rich. When you start listening to a lot of people, it's like you always coming across people who say you should be doing more or better than what you're doing, or you shouldn't be doing this, or you should. I'm telling you, it never fucking ends with people saying, "Oh, you do all this. Let me see. You make this amount of money. You do that. You got this college degree, but if you do A, B, and C, you can." It's always somebody projecting some kind of other plateau than the plateau that you're at. Now that's not. I'm not coming on here to say you shouldn't strive to be better. Of course, you should strive to be better. You should always strive to be better, than the person that you was yesterday. But I'm talking about when you really become comfortable in your own skin and you're comfortable with the things you do. As long as you ain't out here hurting nobody or committing crimes or doing nothing like that, there's really no need for somebody to come along and tell you what you should and should not be doing for yourself. Joseph Champollion, I'm gonna do some more narrations of him soon, but he described this body, this physical body we in, this meat suit that has all these desires. If you don't feed it, it's gonna get hungry. If you don't clean it, it's gonna get dirty and smelly, right? If you're a male and you have a high sex drive and you have a clean diet and you have a high sex drive and you want to have, I don't know, a lot of safe sex or something like that. Notice I said safe sex. And we're not gonna get into that, whether it's with one female or by yourself or with many women. We're not gonna get into all that. This meat suit that requires these desires to be satisfied. So, just like how I come on here and talk about like fasting and not eating, certain types of food. Of course, there's going to be people who irritated with hearing that shit, and I can understand that. I'm just trying to help people be better than what they are, and of course, I can look at it the same way. But it comes a point in time where you really get sick of that shit. Because see, here's the thing, right? Regardless of what we do down here in this small period of time that we down here, there's an end point to it. You are in a meat suit. You are in a physical body that's subjected to all types of desires. Whether we're talking about food, sex, your career, money. You got people who got degrees. You can never keep up with these people. Now, next time you talk to them, they back in school. You're like, what you back in school for? Now you doing homework. Didn't you graduate last year with a master's? Why are you doing homework? Oh, I'm going back to school to get this. You see, it's this insatiable thing that people have to just keep doing more, as if like you live for 1,000 years. What about the people who steal? it's really some Scooby Doo shit because it's kind of like, okay, so you stole some shit. Okay, and it's like, now what? Like, I guess that would be like more important. Like, I guess if you was living down this motherfucker for 1,000 years or some shit, like if you lived for 1,000 years, there would be certain things that would be like, okay, I would have stole that shit too if we live 1,000 years. But you're here for such a short time. You have such a short time. All this thing that you're fighting to get and degrees and higher educations and money, motherfuckers motherfuckers out here like they finna live 1,000 years or some shit, man. That's why I always talk about what is this shit really about. The things that you do in your day, what do you really want to do in your day that satisfy you? Or are you just living based on what some, because it ain't gonna never be, stop being people who gonna come around talking about, it's always somebody trying to make you like feel like you inadequate, or you shouldn't do this, or you need to stop doing that, or you have this habit. Man, come on, man. Look, you can have, everybody got some kind of habit. You ain't gonna break all you are in a physical meat suit. You not, guess what? And I don't give a fuck who on here talking about habits. It's a lot of people running their mouth, and it's like, what do you do? There's no such thing as being in a physical body and not having bad habits. I'm just gonna break it to you guys right there. And I'm a goddamn chosen one. I have the right to speak on things because I'm only gonna let people run their mouth so much, man, before I come out and start checking motherfuckers. I can't stand people when you always acting like you supposed to be like, move to some other level of consciousness based on what you say somebody's habit is. Uh, I smoke cigarettes, but guess what? I smoke the right kind of cigarette. I smoke an organic cigarette. I smoke organic paper. I know that the chemicals. And guess what? I only smoke a half a cigarette a day. The organic kind. There's only one brand of real tobacco out here that they sell, and I already did a video showing you guys that. And the crazy thing, as soon as, let's say you break one habit, it'll be some other motherfucker come around talking about you still need to do. It's like, you gotta just drown motherfuckers out, man, because it's like, well, what are you doing? What, you know what I'm saying? You on here talking all about this stuff. It's like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? To be telling other people what habits they should be doing and stuff like that. Who are you? You see what I'm saying? But we're not just talking about habits. You got these people, man. I'm telling you, y'all know what I'm talking about. You can go to school, get a degree, make a certain amount of money. There will be some motherfucker talking about you should be doing something else. You got to kind of drown these people out, man. I march to the beat of my own drum. I told you guys in the past, I'm not perfect, and I don't want to be perfect. But as far as out here hurting other people, lying to people, cheating people, stealing from people, abusing people, trolling people, nah, I don't do that. I don't believe in that type of stuff. That's why I would never be a part of no coven, because if it's about that, I don't know, maybe not every coven out here is about that, but if I would never be a part of a coven, and it's crazy too, because these people who are part of this stuff, they the lamest motherfucking people you would ever meet. These people in these groups, you would think that these people in these covens would be people like myself, not just because I'm chosen, but just because I got a fucking brain. Like, seriously. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and tell y'all that, man. That shit gets annoying, man. You are in a physical body. We are down here for a very short period of time. You go to school, you could be a doctor, and then your ass gonna get sick. Like, come on, man. So I try to. It's like I don't really be like listening to people on that level of, because it's always gonna be somebody coming around telling you, acting like you're not good enough of who you already are. Not every habit, so-called habit, is bad. A bad habit is somebody else's perspective. That's somebody else projecting a bad habit. Uh, far Man, last time I looked around, I'm looking better than and feeling better and at a higher vibration than probably 85% of the people walking around me. Yet it'll be still somebody coming around telling you should be doing, this, or you should not be doing that. It's like, come on, man, get out of here with that shit, man. For real. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. And I'm not just saying this for myself. I'm saying this for people who, like, I don't want people to get me mistaken. Like when I come on here talking about food and stuff like that, don't get me, don't get me lost in that mix. I'm just talking about shit that, if you want to, especially if you're a guy and you want to feel good and be looking good and have these, these women liking you and stuff like that on that level. If you want to eat bad food, knock yourself out. Because guess what? We all going to die anyway, right? But I'm going to try to live the best quality of life I can. I mean, I have health insurance is expensive, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Last time I checked, that shit is expensive. And most of these people working in the hospitals, you don't want these people taking care of you anyway, any goddamn way. So I say that, to say that, I hope people don't get me twisted when I come on here talking about food. You're gonna do what you want to do. And once again, you are in a meat suit, a physical body, which is already an abomination to begin with. To be in the flesh, that's like an abomination to begin with, man. Before you even start talking about bad habits or what you're doing or what you're eating, you are in a goddamn abomination, a fucking meat suit.